Hey everybody, this is a very quick boat update. It's actually more of a Q&A, I guess, where I want to address some things that you may have seen in my videos recently. Sorry, I don't mean to eat while I'm on camera, but just want to be fast. I've gotten a lot of questions about some stuff that you may have seen in my videos recently. One of the things you may have noticed was a new kayak, or new kayaks. And many people were asking, where's the Hobie? And, some folks were actually pretty upset with me. But one time only, I just kind of want to address that. I am working with Pelican now. Pelican International saw my videos and they had a lot of faith in me, and they were excited about what I was doing and where my channel was going, wanted to be a part of it, and they hooked me up. They sent me a few kayaks to review, and I got to tell you, I lost sleep because I didn't want to go to sleep because I was having so much fun building that first kayak that you saw. I mean, I really enjoyed myself. So that's not really an act. I'm not trying to push it, other than to show it to you guys and show you that it is a good kayak. People, they're like, well, I thought a Hobie was the ultimate kayak, and I think the ultimate kayak is the one that you have, the one that gets you out on the water. Unless you've forgotten, my first kayak was only 8 foot long. It would have cost me $250, and I had a blast with that kayak. And then from there, which I think was kind of like the bottom, I went to the top, which was what I thought was the top. It certainly was as far as money was concerned. I mean, even though I had some help with buying that through a donation, when I bought that Hobie, I felt like a little buyer's remorse, But still, the Hobie's an amazing kayak. It's the most stable thing I've ever had, almost more stable than my John boat used to be. So the Hobie is a tremendously awesome kayak. But don't forget, I started out on a really cheap kayak, and I had a lot of fun on that too. So to say, why would you now get on a Pelican, is kind of ridiculous, because it's easier to launch, it's lighter, it's way less expensive, which might be more in the grasp of a lot of people. So I believe in it. I believe in Pelican, and I appreciate them taking care of me. I wish Akuma would do it. I don't know how many times I've done Akuma commercials, because I really like their reels. Countless times I've told people, I'm using an Akuma Avenger 30 or a Trio, or I suggest them, and they're not my sponsor. They're not taking care of me, and nobody blinks an eye when I talk about Akuma reels. And all of a sudden, Pelican takes care of me, and there were some people that were upset. I don't know. Drove me a little bit crazy, but a lot of people suggested it. I don't mind criticisms. I learn a lot because people criticize the way I fish, and I'm definitely a better fisherman nowadays because people have criticized me. If you can't take that in life, you'll never learn. Sometimes you got to say I was wrong. But in this particular case, with my sponsorship with Pelican, no, I ain't wrong at all. I'm enjoying the crap out of them. I really am. And I hope to get more sponsors and stuff. It'll help me present new and different stuff to you guys, whether it's on my kayak or if it's on this boat, which I guess I should address this too. As far as the boat is concerned, people want to know where I'm at with it, and they want to see updates. And I'm assuming it's not the same people who criticize me for taking on a sponsorship, because to fix the motors is going to be a lot of money, and I'm kind of saving my money a little bit at a time. to buy stuff like the air conditioner that you hear running right now. But I need new batteries, 3 new marine batteries. That's going to be expensive. Probably a new charger before I can even think about turning the motors over. And I have to rebuild the carburetors, and I plan on doing that stuff soon, but honestly I'm not really in a rush. And you know, recently I was turned on to a book, an audio book from somebody who lives here at the marina called Cruising on Seraphin. And it's a book written by experienced cruisers, and one of the things they suggest is that if you're going to start from total inexperience and expect to be able to untie the lines and go sailing around or motoring around, you should realistically allow about 4 to 5 years to get your boat up to speed and get yourself familiar with navigation. So that made me feel good, because you know, I've only been a boat owner, a big boat owner now, for a little over half a year. So I mean, who knows if it's going to take another 4.5 years before I'm ready to go sailing. Hopefully not. But it is encouraging to know that it does take time. And for those of you out there, believe me, I'm working hard and I'm trying, and I really want to take this thing out on the water. You know, the longer I own it, the more I want to get it out there, especially the closer I get to doing the engine work and everything. In the meantime, it's an awesome place to stay, and I'm still trying to get it ready for being a liveaboard. And so there'll be more boat updates in the future. But you know, unfortunately, there's going to be some time periods where nothing happens, like now, because I was working on the Pelican kayaks. I mean, I put an awful lot of work into that, and I had a lot of fun doing it. And you know, in between there'll be other different fishing videos and adventures, and I got the other 2 kayaks that I'm going to be taking out soon. That's going to be kind of fun, you know, just to experience new stuff, show you guys what it's like to have one kayak or another, as opposed to just doing the same thing over and over again. And I hope I'm not upsetting people by, you know, giving into sponsorships a little bit every once in a while, but I can't really do this on my own. I can't afford to put the amount of hours I put into my productions on the computer for nothing. You know, it'd be like going to work and you know, at a job somewhere for a boss and not getting paid. You know, it's borderline being used at that point, you know. So I feel like I'm going to try to give you guys some entertainment and some information, and take you along fishing with me and boating eventually, I hope. And you know, as a sacrifice, you know, you got to watch the little ads at the beginning of YouTube, unless you're on YouTube Red, which is a new thing. We'll see how that works out, but that's YouTube's thing, not my thing. You know, folks have asked about Patreon accounts too, and where they can help me out and donate and get me closer towards my cause. But you know, honestly, I don't know what my cause is yet, and I just don't want to put my hat on the ground and ask money for people. You know, I'd just rather give this to you, and you know, you guys can have some entertainment and call me a douche for having sponsored videos every once in a while. Whatever. It is what it is. But you know, if the time comes and I'm ready to take this boat on a big journey or something, then who knows, maybe in the future we'll work on something like Patreon. But my eggs are getting cold. But in the meantime, I just want to offer free stuff to you guys as a way of saying thank you for the massive audience that I'm in the midst of building. It's pretty cool. But you know that as stuff comes out, I'll make videos. I'll try to put them out more often, especially after the beginning of the year. Some new arrangements might happen where I can give you guys more content. Who knows? It's you guys are anxious. I'm a little anxious and frightened about doing this for a living and stuff, you know. But more about that next time, I guess. Let me eat my breakfast. You guys get a kayak and go fishing. I'll see you out there. last thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about before you go out there kayak fishing, and it has to do with a movie that's one of my favorite movies that really exemplifies what I'm talking about when it comes to why you don't need to throw money at stuff and have the best of the best and the most expensive stuff like a Hobie kayak. I mean, you can take something that's a mid-range kayak like this, you know, if that's all that you can afford. A kayak like this will get you out on the water, and you can have amazing times fishing. You don't need the best of the best sometimes. The movie that I wanted to recommend to you is one you might not have ever heard of, and the name of the movie is The World's Fastest Indian. In this movie, this guy who can't afford the best of the best stuff, very much like me, you know, when I first started kayak fishing, I saw people in Hobie kayaks. I was like, jerks, you know. I wanted to see it, and I was jealous of it, and I wanted to have one. And, you know, once I got one, though, I realized that there's so much more to it. You know, they're great kayaks and all that stuff. I don't mean to diminish Hobie and what they are, but the point is, you don't need that. It's what you make of it. You know, and this guy who lived in New Zealand and made motorcycles out of stuff he had laying around, which, you know, of course, I feel a kinship with this guy. But he made these motorcycles not only good, he made them great. I mean, he made everything. He made the pistons himself. You know, he took metal he had laying around, forged them in his own little crucible, and, you know, cast pistons. And this guy wasn't just throwing money at stuff and buying the best of the best. And he took his homemade motorcycle from New Zealand to the United States, and he was an old man at the time. And all these young kids were looking at him and going, you know, you don't have safety equipment, you don't have, you know, I mean, what, did you make that yourself? You know, everybody laughed at him because he didn't have the top of the line stuff. But watch the movie and see what he did with something that was less than the most expensive thing that you could get. It's just one of many lessons in life that'll teach you that you shouldn't always covet the best things out there. You should just be happy with what you have. And I feel that way an awful lot. You know, if it weren't for that guy that lives in Oklahoma who donated the money for my Hobie, who will forever remain an amazing guy, because I did have a lot of fun, you know, finally being able to afford a Hobie. But if it weren't for him, I never would have had one. And paddling would have been the only way I would have ever been able to get out and go fishing. So, I don't know. Getting these Pelicans is a way of me getting back to my roots, and I'm glad for it. And it's another lesson for all you guys out there who can't afford a Hobie yet. Don't worry, just get what you can get and go out on the water. And once you're out there, you know, you and the guys in the Mirage drives and the Propel drives and all these fancy kayaks will be in the same spot fishing for the same fish and having the same amount of fun. I promise you. So, end of rant. I'm gonna get this kayak out on the water, and keep an eye out for that video coming out soon. Meantime, get what you can afford and go out and have fun.